You've only got so much room in your cabinets if you're anything like me. And if you're anything like me, whenever you put something in the cabinets, it's dun dun dun. How in the world am I going to find the oregano? I know it's in there somewhere. That's not it. That I need to take later. This is for somebody else. That's too small. There's not anything of that anyway. So I know that's. How do I figure out where what I need is without emptying the entire cabinet? Well, that's why, as seen on TV, they come up with the Swivel Store. Little item that what you're supposed to be able to do is put it in the cabinet and then pull it out, have everything organized in the Swivel Store to find out whether or not you can actually pull it out like this. So we're going to see, does it work? All right. Well, I got a little bit here that I'm going to have to unload first, so we'll take all this stuff out first. Put everything together. Oh, by the way, thank you to Julie for loaning us her kitchen. And just in case you're curious, Julie's kitchen is not always like this. We came through and kind of did our own little stuff on it. Said, Julie, you are way too organized here. We have to completely redo you just so that we can talk about as seen on TV and whether or not this stuff works. However, Julie, I've got to ask you one question. What's this one for? Okay. So, let's open this thing up. Just saying. Okay, we do have instructions. Okay. Well, I got to tell you the truth. It looks pretty simple, but it also feels kind of flimsy to me. Maybe it's not so bad once you get it in the cabinet. Paper, plastic bag. Appropriate thing written on here. Please be careful. If you've got kids, when you throw this thing away, make sure you throw it away. Don't let the kids play with it because it's a very, very dangerous thing. I don't think that's supposed to be in there. Is it? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna leave it in there for now because I don't know if it's supposed to come out or not. So how does this move? Ah, like so. Okay, so like that. Nope, I don't think it's supposed to be in there. We're gonna take this out. You know what, I'm not either. Oh, when in doubt, always check the instructions. Load the items, place the Swivel Store. Oh, you're supposed to load it first and then put it in. Make sure you don't tip it over. Duh. Place the Swivel Store unit on a shelf or in a cabinet with a depth of at least 11 inches. Standard cabinet is 11 inches, so that we should be fine here. We should have plenty of room. To use, pull it out slowly, carefully swivel to access the items. Hold the rack when you're pulling it out just to make sure that you don't knock something over. So in other words, if you're not careful, yes indeed. Oh, and save these instructions. All right, so according to that, I don't think this little piece of cardboard's in there. I think it's just packing. So I'm gonna put this here. Oh, look at that. It fits right in there. How about that? Nice. Oh, sorry, Julie. I'll break out the sander and take care of that. Okay, so here's the deal. You're supposed to load this first and then put everything in there. Now, what we've got, oh, okay, I see. It comes out and swivels. So we'll go ahead and put some of her spices in. Let's see how this works out. Load everything in. Again, this thing isn't, I mean, it's not heavy duty. It's not like it's hardwood or anything. So you got to take into consideration that you're going to have to hold it. Now, ladies, if your husband is anything like me, what he'll do, take a couple of good wood screws, fix that problem. Look at this. All your spices fit in here. This works out nice. I think you might have one or two left over. All right, so put that back. Okay, like so. I'll turn around the other side. We got some other stuff too, because actually we do have plenty of room for all these spices. All right, so load this up, and again, just a reminder, they suggest you initially load this thing up before you put it in the cabinet. I am guessing because it's not exactly that strong or sturdy a item, you might easily knock everything over as you're trying to. Is that gonna fit? That'll fit. As you try to put it in there. Oop. Okay. All right, so you saw the cabinet as we emptied it before we loaded everything up. Now, let's see if I can get this in there without spilling it. Slide the Swivel Store back in so we can see if it actually works. So, what they say is, now that you have the Swivel Store in, You want to hold the base, pull it out, and you can find what, look at this. Actually, this seems to work quite well. It's a tight enough fit in the cabinet that I'm really not worried about it tipping over because it'll catch itself. Look at that. All right, well, I've got to admit, I'm impressed. So this is the Swivel Store, as seen on TV, price tag, 20 bucks. You know, I got to tell you the truth, we have a hard time in our cabinets. And what bugs me is when they're this tall, you can only fill them this much anyway. Well, the Swivel Store lets you set 2 of them. So, 20 bucks as seen on TV. Does it work? I'd take it. I like it. How about that? I promise I'll fix that. The worst thing of the whole part was I banged her cabinet door.
You banged her cabinet, and it took you
terrible.
3 minutes to read to get to the instructions.
So if you're a typical guy like me, just plan ahead how much time it's going to take you, and if you're a woman who knows better, just put it right in and you're good.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness, it does seem to work really well. It will take 16, you know, the standard spice size bottles like that. It'll take those. Now, if you have anything bigger, like sometimes we have those big fat multivitamin bottles, those won't go in. And I've talked to some people who, you know, that makes it a little uncomfortable. But if you got the smarter medicine bottles, if you've got the standard size, they work just great. So just in case you'd like to find out more about the Swivel Store, you can find out about it at DelmarvaLife.com. Well, the cold weather seems to have finally got here. Finally. But with that comes winter weather worries.
That's right. Have you thought about what you would do if the pipes in your home froze? State Farm Insurance is in the house to talk about that and other ways to prepare for the inevitable winter weather.